How do you measure attrition? Leave phase. The leave phase is actually where you're measuring attrition. That's where attrition is occurring. It's the loss of the membership. Now, there are a number of ways of measuring attrition. Some are useful, some are complete rubbish. The most basic method of attrition that I teach is a simple format based on the number of people who left this month. You produce the results in what I'm describing as a net loss, net gain chart. So this is a net loss, net gain chart used to explain to staff members how well the business is performing. And this first example is of a net gain. In the rows, on the top row we have months. In the second row we have the total number of people who've joined. In the third row we have the total number of people who've left. And on the bottom row we have the difference between the joiners and the leavers. Then what you see in each of the numerical columns is just the total numbers for that month, joiners and leavers. And what you can see is that some months, or in this example, in all months, there's a net gain. They're selling more memberships than the number of people that leave. Over the 12-month period, they sell 2,275 memberships and they lose 1,200 members. Now, what we can't say from this is whether the people who joined in January left in February or those who joined in March left in October. It's just a count of members versus leavers. And we can illustrate to the staff that at the end of the year, we are 1,075 members up on the beginning of the year. This time, there are more leavers than there are joiners. And I've pretty much taken the numbers and just swapped them around. So this time we've joined 1,200, we've lost 2,275. So over the course of the last 12 months, we have a net loss of 1,075. Now, I like to use this with the operators. I think it gives it a real sense of what's going on with the business. Very often people will convert that into a percentage. And my advice to you is don't convert it into percentage. Leave it as numbers of people. People understand that. You can say to a salesperson, you sold 185, we lost 200. They understand what that means. If you convert that into a percentage and say, and I haven't worked this out, but you say, oh, we sold 185, we lost 200, we've got a 95% attrition. What does 95% attrition mean to anybody? No one cares about a percentage. No one's invested in a percentage. We're invested in people. So what we need to do is keep them as the numbers. I can present that to my front of house staff. I can present it to my fitness team. I can say, this is the number of people who joined. This is the number of people who left. It keeps it really, really simple and really clear for the staff. Which people are cancelling. This allows you a whole range of comparisons by membership type, by gender, between sites or facilities, and really is an accurate way of representing the attrition of your membership. Okay, so let's look at the advanced attrition measures. We still have the components of our membership. We have the join phase, the stay phase, and the leave phase. This time I'm using this to illustrate the length of stay. However, in order to calculate attrition rate, we need the following variables. First of all, we need to recognise that we're going to measure the attrition over a 12-month period. I want the member ID. Once again, I want status, live or cancelled. I want their join date and I want their cancellation date. and I'm going to use the join date and the cancellation date to calculate months of membership. On this table, what you see is in the first column, the members 1 to 7. And I've highlighted all the cancelled members in orange and all the live members in white. In the middle column is their status, and in the final column is the months of membership they are contributing to the business. So we know that member 1's giving us 5 months, member 2 7, and so on. And what we need to do is we need to total the number of months our members are giving us. Now this would be simple if it were just 7 members, but you're likely to have a few thousand of these, and therefore this will need to be done in either an Excel spreadsheet or some sort of statistical software package. To calculate an attrition rate, which is the speed at which something's happening, of observations, which is done in months. So in this example, the number of members who quit is 4. However, the total member time in terms of months for everybody is 40. If I divide 4 by 40, the figure I get is 100 members per 1,000 per month. So I now know that my attrition rate is 100 per 1,000 members. Report. On the vertical column, you have the different cities in the US as an example. Across the bottom on the horizontal, you have the per 1,000 cancellations per month figures, starting at 10, going all the way up to 80. Now, the simplest way to understand this is that Boston has a quit rate of 75 per 1,000 per month. So for every 1,000 members, 75 of those quit per month. If you look at Dallas, they're at 38 per 1,000 per month. Now it doesn't matter if these cities were of different size, because we're calculating it as a rate, we're able to make a direct comparison into who is performing most effectively. And what we can see is that the overall rate here is just on 54 members per 1,000 per month. So anyone less than 54 is performing better than the average. And the average is actually made worse by just how badly Boston, Chicago, and Portland are performing. Second column, I've got my attrition rates, and I can see here that the attrition rate for a 16 to 24-year-old group is 42 per 1,000 per month. I'd probably round that up to 43. But for the 55-year-olds, it's 33 per 1,000 per month. So not only do I know how much extra membership I'm getting from the 55-year-olds in terms of the extra 7 months of membership, but I also know they quit at a slower rate, which helps me identify which members I should focus on, which have more value, and which ones are going to churn faster. And we look at the contract types. Those people who are on a 1-month contract, they quit at a rate of 46 per 1,000 per month. However, those people who are on the 12-month agreement quit at a rate of 11 per 1,000 per month. So independent of the total amount of contracts of each type that we sell, we can see that those people on a 1-month agreement quit much more rapidly than those people who sign up to a 12-month contract.